things set up here. Good. All right. So I think I'm live. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Good to see all of you. If you are jumping on live, if you could say hi in the chat, I'm going to pull it up here on my phone and do a little tech check and make sure that everything is streaming like it is supposed to. Okay, I see myself. So hopefully you can see and hear me too. So happy Monday. Happy June. It's a new month. Can you believe that? And, you know, we talk about spring cleaning. Well, a lot of people get the urge to clean out and organize in the summer. Um, I know because I was a teacher for so many years. Summer was always the time that I tried to get organized, my home office and my home and things like that. So sometimes when you think about getting organized, clutter can sometimes be a problem for people with ADHD, and it can increase stress and negativity when you think about trying to get organized. According to the magazine Attitude, more than half of adults with ADHD say disorganization is a serious issue. And 40% of women over age 40 say it's their most urgent ADHD issue. So even though I talk about business a lot, clutter can get in the way of relationships, work, just mental health, basically. Um, and sometimes that anxiety that comes up when we think about decluttering gets in the way. Um, the exact causes of ADHD clutter anxiety are not fully understood, but research suggests several factors that may contribute to the condition. One of the main factors is executive functioning deficits in our brains associated with ADHD. Executive functioning processes or the cognitive processes responsible for planning, organizing, initiating, and carrying out tasks, short-term memory. So people with ADHD, a lot of times they struggle with these executive functions. And that really makes staying organized and maintaining a clutter-free environment very challenging. And then you've got impulsivity. That's another common symptom of ADHD. And that can contribute to clutter and disorganization because people with ADHD may tend to purchase items impulsively. And so they accumulate all these unnecessary things and clutter, but they don't get rid of anything. They just keep adding. And then additionally, the hyperactive and distractible nature of ADHD can make it challenging for people to stay focused on tasks. So, for instance, they might have a lot of unfinished projects and they leave them out so they won't forget about it because they don't want it to be out of sight, out of mind. So they've got cluttered workspaces. And then you have emotional dysregulation as well, which is also associated with ADHD. People with ADHD may experience intense emotions like anxiety or frustration. And that makes staying focused and maintaining an organized space challenging. So this emotional dysregulation can lead to procrastination, avoidance, disorganization, as we said, and then that just further contributes to clutter and anxiety because you look around and see the clutter and it causes anxiety. So it's important to note that each individual with ADHD may have different underlying causes of the clutter and the disorganization. So it's important to work with a healthcare provider or a therapist to kind of help you sort through that. Maybe help you identify and address the underlying issues because it may be more than just ADHD. But some reasons why people with ADHD may be prone to clutter are just some of the things associated with ADHD, like poor working memory. People with ADHD may leave items out, like a visual cue, to compensate for an unreliable memory. Um, Another factor is weak impulse control. Impulsive actions may not be a good way to compensate for a better solution. Um, you know, uh, there's a lot more we can say about that, but um, we got access to services like Amazon, and they instantly fulfill your want, and then that contributes to clutter. And people with ADHD clutter anxiety get overwhelmed. They feel overwhelmed, and they feel anxious when they're faced with the clutter, and they can't figure out how to cope with the mess, and so then they put it off and avoid, and that just makes it worse, and that just further increases the clutter and the anxiety. Um, People like that may have difficulty completing tasks like cleaning or organizing, and then that leads to unfinished projects and cluttered workspaces. So they sometimes struggle with time management and prioritizing tasks. So then they miss deadlines, and that increases the stress. You got other symptoms of ADHD clutter anxiety, like difficulty with decision making, impulsivity, distractibility. Um, People may, with this issue, may have trouble deciding which items to keep or which items to throw away. Um, and that just leads to an accumulation of unnecessary items. Um, so they may be like impulsive in purchasing, and that just leads to increased clutter. Um, Anxiety can impact a person's quality of life. It leads to shame and embarrassment, a reduced self-esteem, and it impacts productivity and performance at work. And so it's really important to seek support and figure out some effective coping strategies to manage the symptoms of ADHD clutter anxiety. That's one of the great things about my coaching program, is that level of support and strategizing that's individualized for that person. Um, so what can you do about it? Besides hiring me as your coach, there are a lot of strategies that people can use to cope with this condition. And one of the most effective strategies is to develop an organizational system that works for them, um, because it may be different. There's not a cookie cutter answer. And this may involve breaking down tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, using visual aids to stay organized. I do that a lot. Creating a schedule or routine for cleaning and decluttering. Um, Again, you may need a therapist for underlying issues, an ADHD coach to help give support and guidance when you're trying to create an effective organizational system. And, um, as with any kind of anxiety, mindfulness is helpful. That involves, just being present in the moment and just non-judgmentally observing your own thoughts and feelings instead of kind of going down that spiral. And that can help people with ADHD clutter anxiety to stay focused and calm in the face of clutter and disorganization. Um, Self-compassion involves treating yourself with kindness and understanding, rather than harshly criticizing yourself for mistakes or shortcomings. Um, and this can help people with ADHD clutter anxiety to feel more confident and capable of managing their clutter and their disorganization. So there's some practical tips for decluttering if you have ADHD. Pick a time when your brain is operating at its best. Now, that may sound like common sense, but a lot of people find that their brain is most alert in the morning, while other people might be more productive at night. But analyze your piles. Look at each pile separately to figure out which items don't belong. You need a designated area. I use laundry baskets or or bins, and you want to have those easily accessible and put them in convenient locations to keep clutter from building up. So you can use like a large basket in each room, and it can be like a designer dumpster. It's for items that are cluttering up your shared spaces. Um, you know, this may sound like common sense, but a daily ritual of making your bed, putting dirty clothes in the hamper, hanging up towels, putting magazines and books away, shut drawers, shut cabinets, shut closet doors, sort mail, put important mail in its place, put dirty dishes in the sink or the dishwasher, deal with recycling, keep a bag for items that you want to give away. I mean, all of those need to become a daily habit. And again, it takes 90 days a lot of times to form a habit that sticks, which is one of the reasons that my coaching program is um, 6 months long, because it takes a while to form the habit, and then there needs to be that support for continuity to really solidify it, so that the person's able to do it on their own. But think about things that make you feel better when you're decluttering. Do you do you feel better your when your bed is made? I do. You know, do you feel better when there are dishes in the sink? Or if you're talking about your office, do you feel better when there are piles of paper everywhere or when they're out of sight? So, and I don't know what this little thing is going on in my earring here. It's catching the light. Sorry about that. I hope that's not distracting. Um, anyway, I did want to let you know that on Thursday of this week, I'm offering a special price to just the people in my community for Distraction to Action workshop. It's a really fun, interactive workshop. It's 2.5 to 3 hours, but it'll go by like that. It's not at all me talking the whole time. You get to interact with others. There's a workbook. You do activities. We take breaks where you get to stand up, and um, it's all about how to help you um, kind of schedule your day according to your own value system, and how to get and stay motivated, and understanding that motivation has to do with uh, emotion and pain avoidance. And then, sorry about this, I'm going to cover it up. It's distracting me. And also how to hack back distractions, some real practical things that you can do to hack back distractions. I am going to take this out. There we go. So if you are interested, it's only $47, and I would love to have you come. I'll put the link in the chat in the Facebook group. But I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope this is helpful to you. If you have any topics that you want me to cover, just let me know. And I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.